it is funny seeing the beef on people on these websites. But yeah, I'm very happy with this ratio. I'm not gonna lie, and it's very funny because I know Adin saw this too. Adin saw my reply and me ratio him with an account that's like 6 times smaller than his on Twitter, and he was trying to like, imagine Adin seeing this ratio. Because one, streamers like Adin, everybody hates the ratio. Nobody loves the ratio, especially Adin, like with a much bigger account, with his audience that's gonna press him about it. The fact that he's gonna need to address this on stream to some extent. He didn't know what to respond, so he didn't respond to anything because there's no response to this. Adin, how are you Jewish and you don't know what a good negotiation is? They're the people who created interest rates and all this. I'm on the front page. I'm not going to try to jake you too much, but fucking, they're the interest rate people. I mean, that's just the truth. And I don't even understand how Adin doesn't see it. I don't understand how anybody on Kick or anybody who's heard anything that Tate's been talking about for the past year, how they don't see how Kick is the Matrix. Gambling, porn stars, no free speech. Those 3 things. Limiting free speech, gambling, porn stars. So those 2. The first one, porn stars, you're going to be jerking off all the time. And even if you're not going to be like blatant porn on the website, which sometimes they do have that. Even if it's not blatant porn, they're promoting OnlyFans. They're promoting whores. So all the kids that are watching, because Kick is a lot of children, they're going to be like, they're going to be hard from like seeing titties on a stream and then go subscribe to the OnlyFans. It's a funnel. Going to make you weaker, dumber, slower. And then gambling is another form of porn. Gambling is another form of drugs. Gambling is a drug. The highs and lows is basically cocaine in screen form. And that's what the site's all about. It's created by stake people. And I'm not sure about the whole legalities of it. I'm sure like there's a guy, Glenn Greenwald on Rumble. I mean, he is a... Bomboka! But he did a stream today detailing like the problems that he sees with that. But yeah, gambling is... I mean, I'll respect if you guys like to do it. I know Steve will do it, likes to gamble. But, you know, I don't. It's haram. Like in the Quran, it's haram. But it's an empty drug. You're chasing the highs and lows because you can lose all of your money. And then you're like, oh, I need to get it back. And it just, if you watch it for a little bit, sometimes I'll watch Adin gamble. And it's just like, you're sitting there like freaking out and tweaking and fucking like you're almost going retard mode because of the risk of losing $1 million and then having to win it back. Get that dopamine rush of like, am I like gambling $500,000 on one play? And then all the kids that are watching that, they get attached to that adrenaline rush too. So yeah, and he tried to expose me. I want to show you what he was trying to snake me, a little bit, but it didn't work. It didn't work. Thank you, Reckley, for the 20 Rumble up WCML gambling. That's what I'm talking about, Reckley. And the other 20 from Jeremy. All these Rumblers will go down in history as the OGs who took down YouTube. God is good. Thank you. God is good. Mashallah in the chat. That's what I'm talking about. So here's what's going on. They're pretty salty, and I'm not sure who's doing it. They're very salty that Kai and Speed and all these people are coming over to Rumble. So they're putting in a lot of bots. I'm going to read these donos in a second. Chris Rumble CEO says, spammers are trying to destroy Rumble's reputation by creating a false narrative with bots. Won't be treated with white gloves. Our legal team takes on some of the biggest companies and most powerful governments in the world. If you think you are immune, you are in for a surprise. Absolutely. I talk to Chris pretty regularly, and the amount of battles it takes, the amount of battles you need to fight for free speech. There we go. Mashallah in the chat. That's what I'm talking about. The amount of battles you need to fight to win free speech, to fight for free speech, it's no joke. Internationally, all the countries that want to shut it down, all like big pharma, all these invested companies that want you to be vaccinated and have metals in your blood and die at 30 years old. Well, it's not funny. It's not funny, but that's what they want you to do. So that misinformation bullshit that they ran with for the past 3 years, they need to run with that to make more money. So there's constant legal battles, but there are a lot of bots on all the other platforms. There are, especially Kick, so many botted viewers on Twitch. All these people are botting viewers because they are trying to get better deals and also uphold a reputation. And also a lot of them are addicted to the dopamine of gambling and stuff like that. So when their viewers drop or stuff like that, they get all freaked out and stuff like that. When I was banned from YouTube, imagine what it's like for me when I'm banned from I'm banned from YouTube. People don't know where I am, and then trying to build up on a third party like weird website back when people didn't really know what Rumble was. That was like, what the? Do you guys remember? Type of one in the chat if you were here in that period on Rumble when it was just like I was doing conspiracy night And we were just watching the weirdest stuff. And it was people talking about palm trees and gematria. And people just want to talk because the only people that came over from BotTube over to Rumble were the most schizo people. That was a strange time. And I had like 2,000 to 3,000 live viewers. That was a weird time. One's in the chat. You guys are the OGs. Because that was weird. I'm like, what do I do now? Do I just need to be this conspiracy person? what can I talk about? I'm like, the major. And that's when I was really freaking out about conspiracy and everything. And Yay 24 happened. So he's calling out these people that are, well, yeah, like Neon, for example. I want to have Neon on. He's cool. He's a Muslim. But not only are they're slandering Rumble, and they have all these bot accounts that are supporting it, but they're botting the viewers, and they're trying to, as soon as they sign people like Case, I think it's FaZe K-San, sign to Rumble, they spam the streams with bots to make it seem like it has a bad reputation. I think Your Age, for example, the thing that's holding him back from coming over to Rumble is that he thinks that it has some bad websites, that it's a bad website, not based on the actual reputation, but based on the reputation that the bots are promoting. So it's not real. And you see spamming, spam, fumble, all this stuff. Come on, Adin. Come on, Adin. And Adin replies, he says, Chris, on my stream when I said spam fumble is in my chat, not your website. Also, that tweet got nothing to do with me, brother. Tighten up. And I ride for Rumble. I ride for Rumble. I know sometimes I talk about the disagreements or the back and forth that I have sometimes, and how, I mean, they don't promote me really. And you kind of got to understand why the optics, especially if they're trying to sign more like WRL, more mainstream people. You get me, you get an actual brand risk where the mainstream media is attacking me. They don't really want to promote you to that level. It's fine, I get it. Optics, that's the game. Game is game. I respond to Adin, I say common gambling L, because that's what the website is. Didn't do as well. He had 1,000 like, I got 600 something. And Adin, ooh, big ratio, right? Big ratio, 1,500 likes. He says, bro, how about you tell your CEO that you're in a group chat right now trying to come to Kick? Shit's getting annoying. All you Rumble creators are insecure about Kick when you guys are in no way, shape, or form competing with Kick, right? Oh, big ratio, 1,500 likes. Like he thought that was a big one. Trying to snake me. Trying to be like, oh, look, you're talking to Kick. Lol, how are you Jewish and you don't know what negotiation is? How are you Jewish and you don't know the fundamentals of business negotiation? This is how it works. Big ratio. SNEAKO in the chat. That's what I'm talking about. Ratioing Adin with one of the biggest Twitter platforms. That's what I'm talking about. And he didn't reply after that. So I got that win. I'm talking about simple stuff. And even I talked to Chris afterwards, like, oh yeah, Chris knows I'm talking to Kick. Like, he knows I am. Especially if they're not like putting me on the front, but you got to exercise your options, just like basics of business. For anybody in the chat who doesn't know, you need to be able to have options, right? Of course, I love Rumble. I genuinely love Rumble. Even though I think I get boxed in a little bit, even though I have complaints and stuff about the UI can have improvements, I love Rumble. I support free speech. Shout out to Chris. Shout out to Elon Musk. These guys are fighting a fight that they don't need to fight because they actually do care about free speech. And he's texting me right now. What is he saying? Why is Chris texting me? Should I call him? I'm calling him. Is he watching my stream? And there's zero chance he's picking up. Come on, Chris. Chat, you think he's picking up, yes or no? You think he's picking up? Nah, zero chance. You remember when you were so down bad when you first signed, you were streaming on Caster channel asking for donos on Venmo? Yeah. Because I didn't have super chats, so I'm like, yo, you guys can Venmo the super chats, and nobody. The fact that you remember that and didn't actually Venmo is so fake. He's not picking up. Let me call him on WhatsApp real quick. I want to see. He's never been on my stream before. He's been on like Miskiff's stream and stuff like that. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm going to press him. Come on. Why are you stone SNEAKO? I'm not. I just had my contacts in for a while. My eyes are. You can hear my voice. I'm not. Chad, he's picking up, yes or no? Answer, Chris. Chad, we got to press him. He's watching right now. No. All right, whatever. Yeah. Brand risk. That's an actual brand risk. The Kick CEO will talk to Adin all day, all night. But yeah, you know, it is what it is. But I genuinely love Rumble, and I think it's here to stay. But you know, if the money's not right, if the next contract's not right, then you gotta be able to exercise options. So I'm talking to other platforms, and like Adin really thought that he was snaking me by saying this, trying to throw me under the bus. A friend, genuinely, I want to be friends with Adin. I want to be friends with Adin. I think he's a good guy. He lives pretty close by. We have a lot of shared interests. And there was a time a couple months ago where it seemed like he really did care about the agenda, about what was going on. But then he went right back to promoting the agenda. If you're on that website, if you're promoting like porn stars and gambling, you are spreading the agenda. You're doing the bidding of Satan. They want us to be gambling. They want us to be watching porn. They want kids to be completely psyoped and be addicted to things that they would never be addicted to before they even turn 18. It's genuinely really bad for the future of people. And when you call this out, you're like, oh, you're like dick riding. You're dick riding. It's the truth. You are part of the matrix if you're promoting that. So I want to be friends with Adin. I think he's a good guy. I like him. And here's the thing that he didn't talk about on his stream when he was exposing me. I text him like, hey man, I miss you. Like, what's going on, bro? Like, let's talk. Doesn't respond to me for weeks. When I make a tweet calling him out or calling out the Kick agenda, then he responds. He responds to the stream, but you don't respond to me like reaching out as a friend. Like, I don't need to pull up the text, but like I've been messaging him like on some friend stuff off stream, just trying to like connect with him, and he doesn't want to respond because I don't know. I mean, like he's doing whatever he wants to do. But we had gym streams planned because I see where he's at. I see the reach that he has, especially with the youth. And I'm like, let's do gym streams. Let's go an IRL stream. I got my IRL stream set up. I was doing IRL streams in Thailand. I don't know if you guys saw that. I think they were really good. But he doesn't want to, I don't know. And he said that he was going to do it. His audience was kind of pressing him to do that. I think that would be great, you know, to balance out a lot of the haramness that's on his stream. Let's go to the gym. Think about how many people, chat, think about how many people would be motivated by that. Think about all the kids on Adin's stream, the TikTok clips that would happen, the amount of people, that positive impact that you could have. Because when you have a big platform, you have a responsibility to God to do good. You have a responsibility to put out positive messages into the universe so that you can impact people in the right way. If you're only having porn stars on, if you're like talking to Adam 22's wife and saying, yeah, I want to fuck you, and like Adam 22 can like get head at you guys, it's just this shit. And then you gamble for 3 hours and you're freaking out. Oh my God, $1 million. Offset it by doing some positive things and go to the gym. And I've reached out to Adin, like, you know, like let's hang out, stuff like, you know, but whatever. Really not on any clout thing, like, but that's what it is. You have a responsibility to do good with your platform. Do you agree, chat? One, if you agree. And not even for you guys. Most of you guys get it. Type a G if you went to the gym today. I didn't personally. My sleep schedule's been all messed up. Was streaming nonstop. Big stream yesterday on Fresh and Fit. Big panel, all this stuff. I slept all day, so I didn't have a chance to go to the gym. I'm going to do on some Myron stuff. I'll probably go to the gym a little bit later tonight. So you guys get it, but think about like the big impact. You guys get it. You guys are in here. Even if you're in here, you're part of the niche audience because most people know me from short form content. The majority, 99% of people who know who I am, they never watch my streams. They just see me on clips. So how do we spread out good things? You go to the gym and, you know, you show lifestyle things, you show what's possible. And actually, when it comes to showing what's possible, I actually had a really big win. Can you guys guess? I had a really big win. I'm going to talk about that in a second. I just want to read some of these donuts. Flying Raptor, what up, bro? I'm disappointed Adin didn't stand his ground with Kick and defending your guys' friendship. Where does Illuminati might join Kick as well? He knows better. L Porn, L Satchman. So Illuminati, come on, man. So Illuminati knows that Rumble is the platform for him. He's always talking about the matrix and the agenda. Like, Kick is the agenda. Thanks for the 10 to Path. Can I get a W for listening to you at the gym right now? It's at 25 push-ups right now. Why do you stop drinking eggs and ripping push-ups live? Yeah, I should. I'll do 25 push-ups in a bit. Thank you for the 10 bot tube. Remember when you were so down? Yeah, I know. El Bravo, I just finished your video of you and Zerka debating about Tristan Tate tweet. Nick is definitely more impactful to this generation measured by the conservative good, especially after this weekend. That's not true. That's not true. I respect Nick 100%, but the impact that Tate has had, inspiring people to go to the gym and be better and be a strong man, like the things that, the normal person can relate to, because the normal person doesn't give a fuck about politics. You care about politics, which is also, again, a niche topic for the normal person, then yeah. But Tate, the impact that he's had, I've seen it with my own eyes, bro. People come up to me all the time and like, yo, I support you because of Tate. They don't really come up to me and say, I support you because of Nick. They're like, the amount of people is different. I see it. I walk around all the time. Not only that, but you see, like, it's just not really comparable. But thank you for the 10, Bakugo. I don't know what the Tate saw in Adin. What the Tate saw in Adin was an example of somebody who doesn't listen to their message. Somebody plugged into porn, gambling, degenerate behavior, the woke matrix agenda, and they see that as an antithesis to their whole belief. So the back and forth, they'll be able to yell at him and see if he can become better. It's not really, but it is what it is. It is what it is. They basically saw they see Adin as a vessel. I think they like him too, the same way that I like him, because I think he has a good heart, and that's why people watch his stream. Is like people could tell that there's something really genuine about this guy. Nikki, thank you to 20. Sneak, a huge respect for the hustle and how much you have evolved. Appreciate you, bro. And Ken Boy, you planning to continue training Muay Thai? I was at the Sinbi in June and barely missed you. Hoping to catch you in Phuket next time. Yeah, I'm going to continue training Muay Thai, but mostly boxing. So I want to check out his Discord. I want to look at Adin's Discord. Oh, okay, first, before I go there, I want to, because my Discord is extremely lacking, chat. Chat, join the Discord. There's 8,000 people watching. Join the Discord, link in the description. The last one got banned, and we only have 7,000 people in the new Discord. There were about like 30, 40,000 people in the old one. The clips and reactions have been extremely lacking. It's just only religious debate, and I need to have better content to react to. And it's really bad stuff. The stuff that you put in there is just not good. We need better content in the Discord. Again, thank you for the 20 Savage Sushi. Thanks to you, David Goggins, Joe Rogan, and Tate. Have completely changed my life. Tate in bigger, 100%. Okay, yeah, it is what it is. Like, we don't need to keep debating that. It's just true. The Tates have had a bigger impact. But yeah, good on you, Savage Sushi. Appreciate you, man. I don't know if I hit you with that. But I had a really big win. I want to talk about this a little bit. And this is how important it is to have financial freedom, which is an important thing that political people don't really talk about as much. Thank you, 10. Adin went on a better path for like 2 weeks, bro. Was never serious about becoming better. True. Well, he can be. I just had a big win, and it's a testament to how important it is to have financial freedom. My family is finally debt free. Big W. I'm gonna hit that for myself. Sejolta said, "What's Adin Citro's trying to harm Rumble and spam Fumble because he wants kick?" Seems like there's a real agenda going on to destroy Rumble. Of course it is. There's a giant agenda to destroy Rumble because it's an actual free speech website. The Kick CEO said they don't care about free speech. The Kick CEO does not care about free speech. They said that. They said that if Adin keeps being controversial, they can ban him. Okay, it's not about free speech, which you should all care about. All the retards on Twitter who are always posting about Playboy Cardi, all this hip hop bullshit. All the mainstream Ice Spice, like Riz people, you know what I'm saying? Those Ice Spice, Riz, ass shit. You should care about free speech. I know you don't need to care about politics. You don't need to care about all this esoteric religious stuff. At the very fundamental level, you should care about free speech. That's one of the most important rights that we have. If we don't have free speech, society crumbles. If we don't have free speech, think about what you talk about with the limitations of free speech. If you're not able to like question about God, question who's running the country, question the vaccine, what they tell you to take, question money, then you are under their spell. You are under their control in real time. You need to care about these things. And my family is finally debt free. No more mortgage, no more student loans. And they say that money can't buy happiness, but money can buy your freedom. It can pay your way out of financial slavery. And that's worse than anything that they were doing on the plantations. Financial slavery could have you trapped for life. Is that a hot take? Financial slavery is worse than plantation slavery. And finally, my family's debt free after a long time. And it's because of a lot of the work that you put in. So if you're not working hard every day, if you're not working every day to make it out of that financial slavery that we are all under, then you're Samuel L. Jackson and Django smiling with massa, ratting out the other slaves because you like slavery. If you are not working hard every day, you are appeasing your massa. Massa! Massa!
Bomboka!
Massa, please, massa! Please, massa. Hallelujah. No. Work hard every day to make it out of the plantation. We got to be runaway slaves, chat, just like how Ye would want us to be.
Halfway.
You got to be running off that. You got to get off the boat. You got to break the chains off of you. And you can't do that if you are a debt slave, which is modern form of slavery. They do that with inflation, with taxes, with mortgage, with loans. All these traps to keep you a wage slave for the rest of your life. So the biggest step before you really talk about God, constantly debate which religion it is, what political party you should join, what politician is the right one. You need to break the chains off financially. And finally, my family is debt free. And the amount of stress that's lifted off of my family's shoulders is just, it's incredible, because now we are free. Nobody owns anymore. No mortgage, like own property, right? The next step is buying property, because they can never make more land. If you have property, that's something you can't take away from you. People who are really fighting the agenda, you see those houses in Australia where there's just a farm and then all around it is miles and miles of houses. And they offer the family who's had that farm for generations, they offer them 30 million, 40 million. A decade goes by, 60 million. And the family stays strong and say, no, no. Or it's Australia. No. It's more land. I don't know what accent that was. They stay strong because no matter how much money, I cannot be sold. This is my land. My family owns this. I will not sell out to the government. I will not sell out so they can build more identical houses and change the essence of this neighborhood that was beautiful for lifetimes, for generations of my family. Once you're free financially, you need to buy land. You need to buy real estate, because they cannot take that away. I mean, you could argue that they can at a certain level of influence, but they're not supposed to be able to. It's extremely important. Dapta, thank you for the time. It says, I'm still trying to get financial freedom so I can make my mom's life a dream while she's still here. Find out she has brain cancer in December. You motivate me to keep pushing to do more. Push-up time. Okay, chat. You want to do push-ups? That's what I'm talking about. So the next step is being able to retire your parents. Once you are financially free, once you have some sort of property, once you have actual income once your income is working once your income works for you, you need to be able to retire your family. That's what I'm working on. Who created financial slavery? Yeah, we know.
Halfway.
The Federal Reserve. We know. We don't need to talk about that today, but you guys get it, okay? We don't need to talk about it every day, but you know. That's the next step. Being able to retire your parents. And then give them a life that they were never able to see before, because your parents have been working hard, or your parent, whoever raised you, they've been working hard to make sure you have a great life, and so you need to be able to give back to them. That's just what you're supposed to do. God wants you to do that. He wants you to return the favor and return that goodwill and the people that provided that life for you. And that's where real happiness comes from. It doesn't come from the Lamborghini. It doesn't come from gambling $1 million. Oh my God, I'm gambling. If you spend that same money to change somebody's life, to change the lives of your parents, paying so that your sister doesn't have to do OnlyFans, that's where you're going to find happiness within your heart. And I like how we were touching about that on the podcast last night. And a lot of these people, if there's any atheists in the chat, type of 1, you're lacking a sense of purpose. Any atheist, even if you could argue all day long about whether God is real or not, as an atheist, you are lacking a sense of purpose because you don't believe in a higher power. When you have belief in a higher power and that there's something bigger than you, in your heart, you have to do the right thing. In your heart, you know when it's wrong to lie. You know that you should be promoting good things because God sees everything you do. You don't watch porn because God looks at you with cum on your chest and thinks that you're pathetic. You're humiliating yourself in front of the higher power. The higher power who you should be worshiping. In Islam, we believe that our whole purpose here is to serve God and worship Him and thank Him for creating us. That you're not even really supposed to fully enjoy life here. Everything you do is work to make it to Jannah. And I hope to see you all there. Thank you for the 20. R. Bravo. Nick is a great living example of old school teaching, like no alcohol ever, just like Trump, Tristan Tate as a chatterbait girlfriend. How is that leader quality? I agree. And Rumble CEO's texting me again. I'm in bed, but got you on homepage. Okay, great. Shout out to Chris. We're on the homepage of Rumble. That's what we're talking about. W. Chris. I just wanted to say hi. He's texting me right now. He said should be up in 5 minutes. I think Chris is gonna call. We're gonna get a call with Chris. Chris is in bed and he's going to be up in 5 minutes. That means that Chris just got done. Slap, slap, grab, choke. Shut up, bitch. That's what Chris is doing. If he's going to get up in 5 minutes. I'm not going to go ratted. I don't know that. I'm just talking shit right now. I hope I didn't just scare him away. Yeah, but Chris is a Christian. Chris is a Christian. I really like the CEO. Do you know how, like, and why I support this website so much? Do you know how different it is to be able to speak to the CEO one-on-one like that? To hang out with him in the club or whatever at an event and just talk with him? Or like the difference between like having Susan email you through like some woke, fat, blue-haired feminist with a witch nose piercing who's shutting you down because they don't like what you're talking about vaccines, who's banning you and stealing your money because they don't like you because you're too conservative. The difference and then being able to talk to the CEO of this website is great. Oh, he said should be up on the homepage in 5 minutes. Oh, okay. He's watching the stream. So he sent me the laughing emoji. So maybe he's laughing at the fact that he did just get finished. Slap, slap, grab, choke. He's not going to get on a call. It is what it is. I get it. It's fine. But he says I should be up on the homepage for a bit. We're at 8,000 viewers, almost 9,000 without the homepage. This is proof of concept right now. Actually, thank you for the 20. One of my favorite creators, Fidel Castro, took over Cuba with 165 men. Appreciate it for the 20. Communism and theocracies are inevitable as population increases. Free speech is not real, never been really. Okay, well, one of your favorite leaders is a communist. Chat, should we get him out of the stream? Should we just go ban him for saying that bullshit? It is kind of funny that all these communists, all these woke retards who worship people like Fidel Castro and Che Guevara would have burned you. like, I love you, Che. They're wearing his shirt with the fucking beret, thinking that they're fighting the system by going to a pride rally. Che Guevara would have called you a degenerate and expelled you from the country. He would have had you beaten up by the Gestapo. Like, he didn't like any of you. He's texting me still. He's saying, okay, yeah, Rumble CEO just put me on the front page. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to you, Chris. I think he's happy right now because I'm calling out Kick. Chris, if you didn't see, rewind the stream and see. I just did a whole breakdown of everything like that. But once again, I also think he's happy about this ratio on Adin because he's like, Chris, my stream, he's calling out the CEO of Rumble. And we've all met before. We met at the UFC fight. It was pretty funny because Adin's been talking a lot of smack and trying to hurt Rumble, and then seeing him in the same room in the same place at the same time was very funny. Because like at a certain point, they're actual enemies. When you look at the streaming stuff, you see these people as your enemies, people who are trying to destroy your reputation and your life's work, and then you have to shake hands and do the same thing. Trump's there, right? Wrong. Sergeant Shrooms, thank you for the 10. I'm 20, bought my own piece of land during the pandemic when I turned 18. See that they did the right thing. I'm late on this now. I'm getting into real estate stuff like this. But you got real estate when the interest rate was 3%. Right now the real estate the interest rate is about 8%. Interest rate. Halfway. But it's still, I think it's gonna, according to Myron, it's gonna keep going up. So I'm still gonna buy land anyway. And he says, when I turned 18, built my own ranch, now living 100% debt free. This is a battle between good versus evil. Land is the most sacred thing you could own. Yes, God wants you to own land. Do you want the land that's around you to be owned by the powers that be? Do you want it to be owned by the government? The whole point, the reason that America was created so that the land could be owned by the working man, by people who had families. That's what it was supposed to be. And this is another part of the agenda. It used to be that the father was in control of the household. He owned his house. He was paying for his son. He was paying for his wife. The wife would raise the children. They sent it to a school that wasn't teaching them bullshit. They would praise God. They would go to church, and they would go back to their home. And the landowners were supposed to be the only ones who were supposed to vote. It was the base of America, like home owning, gun owning, musket stuffing Americans. That was the basis of this country. And now they don't want you to own anything. The World Economic Forum puts out the message saying, you will own nothing and be happy. And retard, blue-haired idiots, not God-fearing people like Destiny without any purpose. And it's very funny because they're like, people like Destiny are like, my way's the right to live, have an open relationship, constantly do drugs, don't have any purpose in life. And they have all these mental problems. They're always upset. They admit that they don't have any sort of peace. They're always angry. They have like saying, I've had these always arguing. Like, yeah, I know, but they mental problems, constantly on antidepressants. Yes, but I know, but you're on pills. You're on pills. You're going to tell me what to do? Clearly, that's not the way. Take the God pill. Put the antidepressants in the trash and take the God pill. These people don't know what they're talking about. The people on the left who don't believe in God, they're always on drugs, pills, unhappy, have 5 different mental problems. Why would you listen to them? Those people will see a statement from the World Economic Forum that says you will own nothing and be happy and be like, source? What's the context? It's a headline. That is the context, retard. The World Economic Forum does not want you to own anything. Of course they don't want you to own anything. It's not even just the World Economic Forum. The government wants everybody to be renting for their entire lives so they own everything. The top 0.10%, the people who are like sacrificing children on an island and sucking up blood, trying to get adrenochrome into their system so that they never age, and they're channeling Satan, sacrificing children for the god of Moloch, the child sacrifice god. Those people want to own everything. They own everything. They have so much land, and they want you to rent forever. You will own nothing and be happy. You will eat the bugs. You will take 5 vaccines while we take none. You will stay inside while we have crazy satanic parties on island. We're flying all over the world. They don't want you to own anything. So what's the best way to resist? You work hard every day. You resist their programming, and you buy land. You make it out of that slavery. Financial slavery is the strongest form. Thank you for the 20. Nagi. WCO for bouncing back from being shut out, reborn on Rumble. Power to you. That's what I'm talking about. We have been reborn. I think his stream is starting to get to the point where it's almost bigger than what it was on BotTube. And shout out to you, Assad. Assalamu alaikum, brother, with the mess up shoulder you met in San Diego. Remember you, bro. Happy to catch your stream and see you doing dawah. May Allah, peace be upon him, keep you steadfast. Or I don't know what SWT means. Someone tell me what that means. Keep you steadfast, Mubarak, on paying off your family's debt. Well, it wasn't just me. I'm not going to take full credit for that. But I did pay a significant amount of money. And I'm not trying to I'm kind of apprehensive to talk about it because I don't want to say like my family's poor or some bullshit like that. And I wanted to like take credit for that and say this. But I did help my family significantly make it out of that finally. I lifted up a huge stress, paid off a huge debt. It was actually the debt that I paid off was the biggest amount of money that I've spent in one go in my entire life by far. More than my car, more than anything. Just boom, transfer, done. I didn't really even think twice about it. Just went right back to work. I didn't have to go it's funny because when I bought a car for like $28,000 2 years ago, that was a mental decision that I was weighing in my head for like weeks. Like, should I get this? Should I get that? I was like looking at all these websites, looking at different cars. Oh, this one's like 5,000 more, this one, this. I saw a giant debt and just boom, paid. Didn't have to debate it, just boom, done. It's crazy how much time you spend into little things like, should I spend $500 here? Should I spend $100 here? When it comes to a debt, you're just like, okay, it's debt, and you just pay it off. Because that's the most important thing you can spend money on if you have those problems. But yeah, that was extremely big. SWT means Subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, thank you, man. Like button, yeah. So I think Chris is happy about this. Yeah, it is funny seeing the beef on people on these websites. But yeah, I'm very happy with this ratio. I'm not gonna lie, and it's very funny because I know Adin saw this too. Adin saw my reply and me ratio him with an account that's like 6 times smaller than his on Twitter, and he was trying to imagine Adin seeing this ratio. Because one, streamers like Adin, everybody hates the ratio. Nobody loves the ratio, especially Adin, like with a much bigger account with this audience that's gonna press him about it. The fact that he's gonna need to address this on stream to some extent. He didn't know what to respond, so he didn't respond to anything because there's no response to this. Adin, how are you Jewish and you don't know what a good negotiation is? They're the people who created interest rates and all this. I'm on the front page. I'm not going to try to JQ too much, but fucking, they're the interest rate people. I mean, that's just the truth. Thank you, Saint Duralic, for the 20. They want you to stop having children. They want to destroy what it means to have family because children represent hope and are the future that disrupts their plans for the future. Only one road to it, yes, and that comes after that. Once you're debt-free, once you retire your parents, once you have real estate, once you make it out of that, once you're out of financial slavery, the next step is having children. So you always need to be preparing for that. And that's where real happiness comes from. I know that in the Quran it says that you're never really supposed to be fully happy, but I find actual happiness in my heart when I'm doing the right thing. More than the hedonism of dating, of, you guys know I used to go do all these drugs and swinger parties, degenerate stuff all the time like that. Like, that does not give me real satisfaction. I had a reflection one time. I think it was back when even before I was streaming, I went to an Airbnb in Long Island for a weekend. I was just editing, and I brought this whore with me. Not an actual paid for whore, but I brought, you know, a nice girl, and she was sucking, like, I mean, afterwards I found out she was just a fucking whore. Just fucking a lot of guys. But I brought her there for the weekend, and it was a nice Airbnb. Had a hot tub, had a nice pool, had a nice backyard, and I brought her there just so I could fuck the shit out of her and edit for like 3 days. And I'm gonna be, this is a haram conversation right now, I'm not gonna lie. But on the last day, fuck man, should I really want to talk about this? Okay, I'll say it. I'll talk about this. On the last day, I decided, like, she was on birth control, more haram. I'm like, I'm gonna come inside her because there's no repercussions. And it's just like, because once you have like a certain amount of sex, you just need to keep on leveling it up. And like, everybody knows there's a certain bond when you do that. And so I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna come inside her. She's on birth control. It's not gonna do anything. And then immediately, I only say this because the feeling that I got immediately after, like, of course it felt great, but immediately after I felt absolutely disgusted with myself because I was doing an act that God created so that we could have children and procreate, doing it with somebody that I should love, and I didn't love this girl whatsoever. I was doing it just so I could feel really good. And it's kind of satanic because I removed something that's supposed to be extremely soul tying and supposed to be extremely special, and you're only supposed to engage that with your wife. I was doing that with just some random girl because I was just trying to feel good. And it felt just disgusting myself. Like, it went from, it's like gambling. You get these extremely high highs and there's the extremely low lows. So yeah, I felt good. And then immediately after, fuck, I just turned away. I almost wanted to just push her off me. Like, I don't want to look at you. I don't want to talk to you. I just did that, committed an act with another girl that should be the most intimate thing of all time. And now I don't even want to look at you. Like, I'm disgusted with you, disgusted with myself. I don't want you here. So it's just like, immediately just shut the fuck up. And that's when the girl, because it's a natural response, she wants all of your attention. She wants to start cuddling you. She wants to talk to you. She's bonded to you now. Like, that's what that does. She's bonded to you emotionally because that's biology. In nature and with all animals, once you do that, once you create that bond, now she sees you as the father of her children. So she's looking to you for protection and for guidance. She's looking for you for spiritual protection. And I don't want any of that. Taking birth control pills and just looking for dopamine in that act, you are separating that completely. So it's just this weird thing going on where you're just using each other basically as human dildos, right? You're separating what God created this act for, and you're using each other for dopamine. But she's feeling something that all females have, like let me, and I'm just like, fuck off. Like, let me just look at my phone, have a cigarette, get off me. I'm pulling the blanket. Ugh. And I don't remember ever feeling more disgusted with myself in that moment. And now I'm kind of getting like, I really resonate with Nick when it comes to just like ignoring women. Like, after the show last night, I don't know if you guys saw the Fresh and Fit show. They're like these two girls, like two ex, are just like arguing, like, I'm his main chick, I'm his side chick. I broke up. And then immediately after the show, like, they want, you know, they want like a ride home. The girl who was saying she broke up with me, like, I think you guys all saw, like, it's not true. She's like texting me, like, can I stay? Can I this? I want more of your attention. And it's just like, I don't want you around. Like, and it has nothing to do with them. I'm not trying to put disrespect on their name. It's just the fact that, like, if I'm not trying to be married to you, if I don't want a relationship with you, if I don't want children with you, then I don't want you around, because ultimately that relationship is a waste of time. The only beneficial reason I can have any of, like, a girl around is so they can clean my apartment. But instead, I hired a maid today. I don't know if you see, but my apartment's extremely clean. I hired a maid instead and just paid like a couple $100s just to get it done. The only benefit that a girl like that could have is being able to cook and clean for me. So instead, I can just supplement that and pay for that, because I don't want to have you around. I don't want to just use you, you know, and give you the illusion that I'm going to marry you and have children with you when I really don't want that at all. Just want you for, like, you know, let's be honest. Like, the only reason that you date a girl at the age that I'm at, I don't know how old you guys are. You guys can be honest for yourselves too. The only reason that you're really dating is to kind of have fun and have sex. But you don't really want children. Like, I don't want a marriage right now. I don't want to get married until I'm like 29, 30. I don't want to like have children until I'm 29, 30. There's a lot of more debts that I want to pay off. I want to be able to retire my parents. I want to be able to have more real estate. I want to be able to be completely secure so I can lift off that financial stress forever. And I think that's a goal that a lot of us can. Type of one, if you want that too. Where you don't need to think about finances, and you can raise your children properly so that you can have strong autistic children who are in the gym, who are being homeschooled, and they're not getting programmed in any of this Pride Month nonsense. That's what I want. And if I'm not investing in relationships that are preparing for that, then ultimately I'm wasting my time and her time. So I don't want to, you know, I'm kind of disgusted with that now. I don't even really want to be around women like to that extent if I'm not working on that. You guys agree with me? One. There's a lot of ones in the chat. That's what I think we should be working on. I don't see anything that's more important with that when it comes to relationships. And I know that in the Quran says you shouldn't be happy with that. But I find a certain level, maybe it's not even like pure happiness in the way that spiritual people think or drug users or sex havers think. But happiness in the sense where like more stoic. If you watch a show last night, there was all this drama. Girls were yelling at girls. They're like, I'm going to fight you. They're trying to expose relationships. They're trying to like put out drama. I'm just like, I'm not going to talk about this. I don't want to like, this is just kind of embarrassing for me. It's just low level conversations. It's inspiring weird thoughts on a lot of the guys' heads that were watching this video. I don't want to speak about this. So I think it's a waste of time to like, I really think it's a waste of time to date. I would genuinely like to have an arranged marriage. And Destiny, for example, was making it like, no guy would ever want to like fucking, no guy would ever like, dad would ever want to set you up. What dad's gonna want to like have you get married to your daughter? One, that's not true, but I want to be a better man so that a father and our older brother, stuff like that, or maybe a sheikh in a masjid would be able to propose like, yo, here's this niqabi, which is a good Muslim girl who wears the hijab and everything like that. You should get married to her. And then you kind of get to know her a little bit, but in a halal way. You speak to her father, you speak to her family, speak to her older brother, and then you get married, and then you prepare. And she's a virgin, unvaccinated, and younger than me. That's extremely important. I want that, but like I need to work on becoming that man that's capable of doing that properly. You know, I have to learn a lot more about Islam. I need to get better. I've only been a Muslim for about 4 months. There's a lot more work to be done. Saint Deruluk says sex is an exchange of DNA. When you have sex and bust, she feels the deepest connection. Also, on a serious note, how the fuck do I stop OBS from lagging on Rumble? It's the settings. Bro, I don't fucking know. I'm not going to go and give you a fucking tutorial right now. Like, dude, this retard really thought that I was going to be like, okay, man, open your OBS and screen share with me, and I'm going to teach you OBS. Bro, Google it. I'm not gonna, there's 10,000 people watching. You think I'm gonna interrupt my stream for to give you a one-on-one tutorial? Dummy. Come on, bro. But yes, like sex is the most intimate act that two human beings could have, especially coming inside a girl. It's just like that. You are literally soul tying. So yeah, I want to be able to become that guy. And it's very funny too that Destiny, for example, is saying like, no guy's ever gonna want to like, you know, have you marry his daughter. Bro, you're a single, you created a single mother. It's very funny that he's trying to basically downplay Myron, Nick, Zerka, and myself for being like, man, like, oh my God, no one's gonna like you. You made a single mother. You're the baby daddy. You are the baby daddy, Destiny. You're in a marriage right now that it's not secure. You are very public about that. Does anyone think that marriage is gonna, like, no disrespect, the way it is, like the amount of times that him and his wife argue, his wife has been on my stream many times, you talked to her extensively, that marriage is not in good standings. That's not a healthy marriage whatsoever. The amount of times they fight, like the way that it's set up and all the fucking that they do, like it's just, that's not a healthy marriage. And if you want to be perfectly honest, that's not stability. And when you're the one who actually created a single mother and you're gonna like say that, try to say that us who are trying to be on better paths are not good to marry a girl, it's just it's disingenuous, and also it's very moral high ground of these people. Very moral high ground of these people. But yeah, I wanted to look at Adin's Discord, Adin Ross's Discord, because yeah, you guys need to get better in Discord. There's 10,000 people watching. Join the Discord, join the Telegram description. The Matrix deleted my last Discord, and I want to be able to have better clips. But I want to see what Adin's Discord is talking about. I want to take a look at that community. I want everybody, I think it'd be a good, like, funny little, there we go, 2 more donos. Aki, a woman is only a hindrance if they choose the wrong one. Yeah, well, when you're dating, you're choosing the wrong one because you're admitting that you're with her and you're not sure if you want to get married to her. That's what dating is. Pontificus intent, seeking my brother, Allah tells us to be happy with the halal as much as we can while being happy with haram, even if we do it. Happiness with the laws encourage happiness with haram is an illusion. Okay, cool. I want to take a look at his community and see what they're talking about and get a glimpse into You know, because I think he is one of the most influential people when it comes to the youth. Thank you for the 100, Onazul. You listen to DBE, bro. They Muslim, rap haram, but still, you should bring them up. Cool, bro. Put in my Discord. Put in my Discord. Thank you for the 100, man. Big donuts today. Let's see what they're on about. So they're talking about LeBron.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite saying. That's my favorite saying.
This is Adin's Planet. And I like this, and this is what I want more on my Discord, because my Discord is just constant religion talk, constant back and forth religious debate. Yeah, I mean, I think at a certain point, it's not really worth arguing about scripture all the time. For example, I was hanging out with Nick quite a bit for the past couple of days, for hours and hours and hours and hours, and we didn't argue about Islam or Christianity once. Like, at a certain point, guys, it's the people who join my Discord and the people who are always arguing about theology in my chat, you need to accept, like, some people are going to be Christian, some people are going to be Muslim, some people are going to be Jewish, Buddhist, whatever, and they're going to believe what they believe. Me and Nick, we didn't argue at all about Christianity and Islam. It's just like, okay, you believe that. And even at one point, Nick said, like, he thinks it's possible I'm going to burn in hell because I don't believe in the divinity of Christ. I do believe in Christ, peace be upon him, as a prophet. But I don't believe in the divinity of Christ and the fact that he is God. That doesn't make any sense to me. But he is happy that he's like, at one point he said, at least it's good that you're following God. At least you have religion. At least you have faith now. That's much better than like being an empty vessel where you're supplementing the lack of God with drugs and with constant sex and with arguments, stuff like that. It's better to have something that you follow. So it's not really worth arguing about religion all the time. I want to be able to have like more current stuff to talk about. Like, look at all the normie stuff Adin's Discord's talking about.
You little cry, you will never get a girl. That's why Sarah broke up with you, little fatty. Shut up.
Yeah, shut up, stupid.
That's it.
Your job?